Have you ever been walking behind somebody and you have somewhere you want to go and the person in front of you is just kind of moving a little slow and you're like, dude, get out of my freaking way. That's because in that moment you have a strong sense of purpose. You know where you want to go and they don't. And so today's video, I'm going to help you deepen your purpose so you can feel that energy, that connection, and so you can learn how to make money from it. If you and I have not met yet, my name is Troy and my goal is to help you 10x your results in life. I remember multiple times in my life where I lacked a sense of purpose. And in those moments, as you understand, it's tough. You feel like depressed. You lack this momentum. And so by understanding your purpose, you move deeper into that energy. And that's what we're going to create is that energy. But there's a certain process, a certain way to do it that you can best utilize for your life. Now, you and I are going to build a foundation off of this one sentence. You are perfectly designed to serve the person you once were. I can't tell you how important that sentence is, to understand it, to embody that sentence. And that's how we're going to frame this all up here. When you understand that sentence I just shared, you are perfectly designed to serve the person you once were. It automatically puts you in a position of authority. What that means is you don't need fancy degrees or certificates to be an expert at something because you've already solved a certain problem. Now here's the reality is you're probably taking it for granted. You don't even realize you've solved it. And you don't realize how many other people would actually like to learn this thing. And sometimes the thing that you think isn't very valuable is very niched down. There was a season in my life where I really struggled with my health. I got diagnosed with the chronic autoimmune disorder. I had injuries. I was just really suffering. But this led me on this journey of understanding nutrition and how it impacts our body, our mood, our mind. And also I started to learn how to get in better shape and how to optimize that. And pretty soon I started to solve my own problem. And then I was able to position myself from a point of authority because I had solved this. And so I didn't need to solve everyone's problem, but I started communicating with people who needed to get in good shape, who maybe had an autoimmune disorder. I started speaking specifically to those people, and there's a lot of them out there. And then pretty soon I was in a position of authority and people were willing to pay money for it. Now I don't want you to put money up front when it comes to your purpose, because if you do, it's gonna get in the way. You're gonna have to go through a process. I want you to think of finding and discovering and deepening your purpose, almost like a pregnancy. That's how it works. You go through these growth cycles where you're like growing your purpose. And what you're really doing is you're understanding yourself. You're learning that value that you offer, the journey you've been on, the things you've solved that you can share with other people. And again, you might take it for granted. Maybe you're really good at working with cars. You learned that growing up. Well, someone like me, I don't understand cars. I need your help. You would add a lot of value to me in my life. Maybe you just start to help people out with their cars. And through that process, you discover that there's certain models of cars you really like to work with. And then that leads into something else. But you allow that purpose to start to just flow through you. But you didn't start by putting the money up front. If you put the money up front, your brain goes into hyperdrive. It's like, I have to do this, and how do I solve that? And you're getting deeper and further away from your actual purpose. But when you find your purpose, it's again much like a pregnancy. And so pretty soon it births out like these opportunities for you. You're like, oh, this is how I monetize it. Oh, this is the specific value I can deliver. Now, the other value that comes when you're aligned with your purpose is you're gonna have a sense of like fortitude, like you're gonna be determined. You're gonna wanna keep going because it's deeply connected to you. It means something to you versus doing something that you're not really connected with. When times get challenging, and they will get challenging, you're more likely to quit because you're like, man, it doesn't mean a lot to me. But if something means something to you, you're like, dude, I'm going at all costs. I don't care. And so you align with that deep sense of purpose and you create automatic authority because you've already solved that problem. You don't need to be fancy. You don't need the degrees, the certifications. Those are fine if you want to get them. If you want to add to your skill sets along the way, yes, that's very valuable. But in the beginning, you only need to serve the person you once were. I have a friend who growing up got bullied. He really lacked confidence, and so he got into martial arts. And that gave him a sense of confidence. Then he became a fighter and started actually competing in fights. And now he opened his own business, serving the people he once was, helping these people find a sense of confidence. So do you see that finding your purpose isn't looking outside of yourself? It's looking inside of yourself and understanding your own unique journey. I have another friend who grew up with a pool and he would always kind of service his own pool. He ended up turning that into a business and he goes around and he services pool. That doesn't mean he's going to be a pool boy forever. It just means that led him to his next step. And during his own life journey, there's probably going to be other stuff that comes up. Maybe he creates a product that helps people in a whole nother way. And that will again deepen and evolve his journey along the way. But oftentimes your mind is going to get in the way. It's like, well, I don't want to be this thing, or people aren't going to like this, or I can't make a lot of money doing this. But that's you putting money and other people in the way of your purpose. And then it creates like this roadblock. You can't get in. And so you don't do it for others, you do it for you. In the beginning, you don't do it for money, you do it for the purpose, the passion. The money will come, the opportunities will come. I'm driving with my kids the other day and they're talking about money. I'm like, look, what you want to do is you want to get really good at solving specific problems. It's a big takeaway, by the way. And the better you get at solving specific problems, the more money people are willing to pay for it. Now, one of my sons plays football, he's a running back, and I was like, look, you could become the best running back in the world, which adds a lot of value to people because a lot of people enjoy watching football and you would get paid a lot of money for that. But you could also mow lawns. But the goal is to become great at it. You become a lawn artist. Maybe you craft them in a certain way and it leaves like this cool imagery on the lawn and you add certain value here and there as you go along. You're not gonna get paid $40 mowing a lawn doing that. You're gonna get paid a lot more. And the next thing you know, you're mowing lawns at a mansion or professional fields. Do you see in that simple example, you just get connected to your purpose and it will lead you and the money will come. Now again, when you have purpose, you speak from passion, you speak from your heart. I love helping entrepreneurs because I've been one for 2 decades. I love helping people with trauma because I've gone through a lot of trauma and learned how to unpack it. You have these same stories, the same journey along your way. You have similar experiences, probably in different areas, maybe some the same, along your journey. And there's multiple ways you can use that experience, use that story to serve other people. But when you go through something and you solve it, when you speak, people are gonna listen because you're coming from your heart. It means something to you. So if you know how to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, you understand this concept. That's what you're doing. And you, probably like me, have gone through those experiences where life felt like chicken shit at times. And if you're in a moment right now where it feels like that, then you're in the pregnancy process. And that's how this works, is you're growing it. Your wound becomes your womb for growth, for expression. You may be in a stage where you need to keep solving your own problem. You learn, you go deeper into yourself, you unpack more and more. That's the pregnancy process. Or you may be in a place where you've already solved the problem and it's just getting ready to be birthed. Both are beautiful. And regardless of what stage you're in, you're gonna repeat that process probably multiple times throughout your life journey. But that's what it means to find alignment with your purpose. And that's what you're doing. You're understanding your journey and how you can express it to the world. The money will come after that. Don't put the money up front because it'll just get in your way. It'll put roadblocks in the way. You allow yourself to express, to create, and then everything takes place. You allow yourself to express, to create, and to serve other people. Now, I make these videos for you because I believe in you and I want to see you succeed. I want to see you win. I want to see you be happy in life. And I know that understanding your purpose can bring a lot of energy. Going back to the story in the beginning where you're walking down the sidewalk and you feel a sense of purpose. You know what that energy is like. You know the momentum that can bring in your life. And I want you to deeply understand that it's an inward journey and it's always there. I want you to understand that finding your purpose is not outside of you, it's inside of you. I make these videos for you and I hope to meet you in person someday. Till next time, peace.